Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now, on with the show.
Welcome to Live at the Blue Box. We are ready to do This Week in Geek. We've been traveling. I don't know what the date is. What's the date?
7th.
It's the 7th?
7th.
You sure about that? I think, okay.
It's This Week in Geek, February 7th. Apparently I lost a week in there. I was going to say the 2nd. So we've got a problem already. Okay, so we are going to have our panel tonight. And just to give you a little fair warning, my family and I were at the Madison Wizard World Comic Convention and drove in today just to do this, so I'm a little tired. My ADD will be even worse. I'm giving fair warning. And I'm going to be very distracted. So let's introduce ourselves down on the end.
Hello, my name is Edward.
Edward, yes. Hello,
yes.
Edward.
Hello.
Edward is on our Nuff Said podcast occasionally. He's kind of become a regular staple. And once again, let's give it up for Edward, making it to...
Thank you. Thank you very much.
His bio made our webpage, so he's officially part of Southgate Media Group.
Sweet.
So fun.
Next to me...
I am Dave. I am the host of 80s Reboot Overdrive. And when Rob was looking at us, I think he means you're going to carry the show because... You know, he's tired and everything.
Yeah, I think
no.
It's all Edward.
It's all Edward, and I think we're done. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's it for Blue Box. No, and I'm Rob Southgate, and I'm on a bunch of shows. The latest one I've been doing, I did this week it's called The Newcastle Crew, and it's one about the show Constantine. Now, Constantine, this is part of the Geek News this week. Constantine has been on the bubble. They did 13 episodes, and everyone's been saying it's not coming on, we don't know what's happening. Well, no news is, I guess, good news. This week they announced a bunch of shows that were renewed. They also announced shows that were not renewed, and Constantine is still hanging.
It's on the bubble.
It's on the bubble, but here's the interesting thing. The numbers have been climbing a little bit. I watched it this week. I watched an episode so I could do this podcast about it. It was so good, like surprisingly good. After it came back from the break, I'm like, wow. So maybe there's hope. If you haven't been watching Constantine, I'm encouraging you to do it. I also found out all this thing, like, oh, they're doing the 13 episodes, it might be done. Do you know it was only actually booked as a 13-episode run?
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Okay.
So they said it really was, it wasn't ever really on the bubble. It's whether they decide, yeah, we want to continue with this or not. It's not like a show that they say, we're going to try 5 years, and then it's on the bubble. And no, it was meant to be 13 episodes, which nobody seemed to know. So pretty interesting when you find that out. But I got to say, episode 9 was fantastic. There was a guy with a snake head.
You can't beat Snakehead.
No,
you know?
that's like 5
a
stars
whole
right
Medusa right there. Medusa action.
So,
But
I
don't watch that show too much.
What was that?
So I don't watch that one at all.
You don't watch Constantine?
No, I don't.
You know what? I encourage you to. And I just really liked it. If you watch the earlier episodes, they're good, but typical, TV lately, network TV, they showed them out of order. I don't know why. They do this with shows all the time, where they show episode 1, 2, and then 5, and then 3. And you're like, what? But the story doesn't match, and it loses audience. A great example of that was a show that I thought was fantastic last year called Almost Human. Did you watch Almost Human?
I did not. I heard about it, though.
I did not.
Did anybody watch Almost Human? Am I the only one in the house? I'm the only one in the house. Maybe that's why it was canceled.
That's the reason why. There's one person watching.
It was a really, really good show. It had the guy. Here's where the driving kicks in. Lack of sleep. It had the guy who plays Bones in the new Star Trek movies. Come on, somebody's got it.
I do not know that.
People
one
scramble
either.
for the internet.
Ha ha ha.
He played Judge Dredd in the last Judge Dredd movie.
I'm still.
Keith Urban. No, Carl Urban. Keith Urban said.
Keith Urban's kind of like a country guy.
You got it wrong.
I didn't pull it up. I just threw it out. I did not check the internet.
Just
You're as
random
bad as I
names.
am.
Just throw random names out.
You were
We'll
actually
be
much better,
okay.
Chris. Very good. So yeah, Carl Urban was the lead, and then this other guy, and it was really good. But they showed it out of order, and they did that same thing where they showed like 4 episodes and then stopped, and then like 3 weeks later brought it back, and you're like, what? And it killed the show, and it was really too bad. It was outstanding. So there you go.
There you go. 2 things that we should have watched. So Constantine and Almost Human, it sounds like.
Constantine's really good. Did I
Yeah.
talk about that yet?
Yeah, no, you did.
You talked about
Did you
it.
guys have, before I kick these off, did you have any geek news you wanted to talk about?
Actually, I got a couple notes. I don't know.
All right.
Edward, do you? Are you?
I just cheated
Bring
off
it,
of
Dave,
his and
bring
looked
it.
stuff up.
All right. I was going to bring up Superman's new superpower.
Oh,
Superman got a new
excellent.
superpower.
I didn't read this yet. I did not read this. So what is it? What's going on?
Issue number 38 of Superman. He gets a new power. I guess the first time in years.
Okay.
It's called Super Flare.
Super flare.
Super Flare.
So he has the ability to explode and signal ships when ships are in trouble.
yeah,
that
there
is
is-
not much of a superpower.
Sorry about that.
He's gonna power up with Aquaman. We're team up. It's gonna be the mighty team up. I talk to seahorses, and I'm a flare.
Yeah, he's a neon
You guys are
glow
the
stick,
worst.
maybe. I don't know, but no. Yeah, what it is I guess he can incinerate everything within a quarter-mile radius of himself.
Great.
But then he becomes like an almost, with no power. So he's human for 24 hours while his body recharges.
Okay, so in other words, it's called a plot device. We're going to have Superman do this, and then he's going to be vulnerable and almost die. And yeah, okay.
Right, and I guess what happened in
Bring
issue
in
38.
Doomsday, bring in
Yeah.
Lex Luthor, boom.
Yeah.
Another
right.
series of comic books.
Exactly. Things are going to be so bad he's going to have to blow up, and then he's vulnerable and almost die, but you don't kill off Superman. You don't step on Superman's cape. You don't
What, not again?
spit into the wind. You don't.
Not after multiple
you
times,
don't mess
like
with the junkyard dog, and you don't
10
mess
to
around with
20.
Jim. Huh?
He's died like a lot of times. Superman.
Superman.
Superman. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
most
kill him
definitely.
off.
Yeah. He died the big one when he died, and he split into 4 Supermen, and then none of them were him anyway.
Right, exactly. But yeah, that's what's happening with Superman. And then they also introduced him in a new suit at the end of that.
Okay.
So looking at the picture, though, it really is just the most significant thing is that he doesn't have the red underwear.
Oh, he's
So it's all
he's
blue.
going commando now.
I think, well, I don't know if that's what you're going to call it, but it's like the whole blue outfit, but you still got the iconic ass.
Is it similar to the suit on the new Superman movie?
Does he
Yeah,
not
yeah,
have
yeah,
the
yeah,
red
yeah.
tie?
It has, it's got the same
Same
kind of
thing?
look to it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they're getting rid of the underwear and bringing in the onesie.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's all about the
Anyone
onesies.
down with that? Getting rid of the underwear? Anybody?
Superman in underoos is what we got going on.
All right.
Let's see. So what else? They showed the new costume for the Atom in Arrow.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So that's okay. Superman tie-in here. Brandon Routh is playing the Atom on Arrow.
So that's how it is. I tie everything together right there for
There
you.
you go.
So-
Beautiful. And they debuted his costume. What did you guys think of the costume?
Yeah, I'm not a big Atom fan. I never really followed the Atom. I figured I
Okay.
would have, but being a DC fan, but I always stick to the Bat titles.
Okay.
So the Atom wasn't really on
Did
the
you say
radar.
bad titles or bat titles?
Bat.
Oh, I thought you said bad.
Oh, the bad
It
titles.
sounds
yeah,
like
exactly.
Superman's about to become one of those.
Yeah, he might be. But yeah, so no, I really never followed the Atom. But the suit
But
for the
do you
way
think
it
looks
looks,
cool?
yeah, I think it does.
Because what I was reading online was a lot of people saying, like, debating whether they liked his costume or whether they liked Ant-Man's costume. Because, of course, DC is like, oh, Ant-Man's coming out? We better get the Atom going. I looked at him. Now, it's definitely a step up. We talked about this last night on a show. Deathlock's costume looked like just a football uniform spray painted gray.
Right.
This one, I think, looks like they took an old Iron Man outfit and spray painted it, only like a cheap version of it. It's not that impressive. I actually like the Ant-Man one more, but more people are like, no, this one's cooler. I don't think so. I think it looks like, you remember the uniforms they had in G.I. Joe?
Right.
Yes.
That's what it looks like, only blue and red.
So you don't like it then?
It's okay.
Okay.
I'm excited for the actor.
Okay.
You know, I like to see somebody get a check, but no, I'm kidding. I'm excited. I think Brandon Routh is going to be good at it, but the costume, yeah, it's okay.
I mean, have you seen him so far, what he's been doing on Arrow?
No.
Have you been watching that at all?
No.
I mean, he does pretty good.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah,
He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got good people on there. They've got, what's his name? John Barrowman's on there, too. John Barrowman. I think people in this place will respond to him. He's Captain Jack Sparrow on Doctor Who.
Oh, there you go. Yep, okay.
Yeah, so,
Sure.
yeah, there was a clap, finally.
All right,
And you
all right.
thought there wasn't an audience here.
First clap of the evening.
First
Doctor
clap,
Who reference.
Followed quickly by a boo.
Well, that's your job, so.
No, guaranteed. So, Edward, did you see the costumes? Did you like them?
Yes. I don't like it just because it
Because
just...
you're Edward?
Pretty much.
Okay.
It just seems like they just made it for looks.
Yeah, it does.
Because if you look at it as in, how is this going to protect him? It's not. It's
no,
just...
it looks like a spray-painted old Iron Man / football uniform.
Yeah.
I like the retro look of the Ant-Man costume. And this doesn't do that, but it looks like they're trying to do a modernized version of that. And you know what? Stop it. There's my advice. Stop it.
Just stop it.
What did I call him?
Sparrow.
Oh, you
Captain Jack
did.
Sparrow? Hey, listen. Have I told you? Have I made...
Oh, wow. I don't know. It looks like we're getting ejected now. Security.
Oh, man. You know who I meant. You know who I meant. That table doesn't know, but the rest of you know. All right, this was big, huge news.
Big, huge news.
Huge news, in my opinion. I want to get into this a little bit. Netflix. Now, Netflix has been doing all these really cool series, right?
I love House of Cards.
And I really love their original content. I think that they really do have the right idea on... I mean, let's face it. A lot of us binge-watch TV shows. Am I right? Okay. A lot of you
Yeah,
nodding.
that's
That
it.
works
Just
great on a
nodding.
podcast.
Yes.
But you're finding that a lot of shows have a second life because of Netflix, and a lot of this original content, like when we did the podcast for Orange is the New Black, people binged it the first weekend. They watched it right through the second season. Like, it's awesome. The podcast, we had to get that thing out like 2 or 3 a week. Otherwise, people were like, it's not moving quickly enough. Okay, that's cool. But they're eating up this binge thing. I'm all for it. Well, Netflix now is starting to pick up more and more things. They're doing some movies. They're doing these series. And they have done something that I think is really, really interesting. They announced that they are doing they're developing a live-action series based on The Legend of Zelda.
Did not know that one. Wow.
Did I
That is
stun
so
you guys?
cool. That is awesome.
They're in Geek Stunitude.
Exactly.
I feel like that would be such a bad show if they do it a tiny bit different, but it could be really good, could be really bad.
Could you say that about everything?
Yes, I could,
Yeah.
because it is. You just have to make Link not talk, and boom, perfect movie.
Wait a minute.
Link
he
never
can
talks.
talk?
No, he never
No,
talked in the game.
you don't want to just watch the video game. You might as well watch YouTube and watch people playing the video game. That's lame. No, you want it to be like kind of a Lords of the Ring with that story. I think it's got a lot of potential. But here's why I think this is awesome. This is the first foray into doing something serious with a video game property. Think about this. Now, they did it with Nintendo. There are some Nintendo properties like Link that could make interesting, like 13-episode series. Metroid, show the story of Samus. That would be interesting.
It would.
A Boy and His Blob? No, that wouldn't be. Kirby? Anyone want to see that? But
There's so many out there.
there are a lot of properties, even just the Nintendo ones, that could make, if handled properly, could make real interesting products, which Hollywood, in general, has had a hard time converting this video game stuff into movies. Dead or Alive, for example. Double Dragon, for example. They seem to go, oh, if there's a fighting movie, we can make a movie out of it. And guess what? That game didn't have story. Your movie doesn't have story. It didn't work.
Have you seen the Halo movie?
There is no Halo. There's a fan film of Halo movie, but the real Halo movie has not come out. It has not. The fan film is very different, because if you go by fan films, yeah, fan films have worked a little better, and that's why I think this will work, because it has the freedom to kind of create like that.
Kind of like the Mario movie.
Okay. I don't know how you guys feel about the Mario movie, but
Sorry.
I love
Saw
it.
the shot.
I love it in a bad way.
You love it in a bad way?
It's,
Okay.
it's bad. Am I right? Is Mario
It's bad.
horrendous?
It's
But do you
bad.
love it?
Yes.
See, it's got Mojo Nixon, and he turns into a Koopa. You know what?
What?
Here's how I rate movies. We start at 5 stars, and we start taking away as it goes down. As soon as I hear Mojo Nixon, boom, 5 stars. Okay? Now we have to go down from there. Yeah, it goes down from there. But it started at 5 with Mojo Nixon as a Koopa. Bob Hoskins as Mario, doing that American New York accent, it's terrible. I love Bob Hoskins. Do you know who Bob Hoskins is, Edward?
Nope.
No, and he's terrible.
He's always bad.
He was in Roger Rabbit. He was Eddie Valiant in Roger Rabbit.
There you go.
ever see that?
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
I haven't seen anything from the 80s, which you... Is it
Really?
from the 80s?
Ouch.
Hey, remember the 80s, Dave?
Ouch.
Uh,
I think I'm on the wrong panel here.
yeah.
I don't.
What's a Bob Hoskins movie that Edward might know? If he doesn't know Roger Rabbit, he wouldn't know A Prayer for the Dying. Mermaids. You're a big Cher fan, aren't you? Okay, well, you don't know who Bob Hoskins is. He was great. And someday you'll learn to appreciate him as Eddie Valiant.
Eddie Valiant. Yes.
See that? I did an impression, too. That rarely happens. And it was
What
good.
about, there's already been a Western.
Oh, I've seen him.
Done like on Zelda, Legend of Neil.
I've
Yeah.
seen him.
Group of
Right.
Zelda already. So.
Right.
Oh, you found a movie
But
that
that,
you've
once
seen?
again, it's not...
What?
Yeah.
That's a fan film type thing. It's great. It's great. It's
Mr.
like...
Smith. Oh, he was good.
What was it I saw this weekend? I met a guy from, it's called Phase 2. They do Star Trek fan films. And it looked really cool. And I was watching some of the video footage, and I'm like, these look really cool. The problem is they're low-budget fan films, so it doesn't look like what Netflix can pump into it. If Netflix said, hey, we like these Phase 2 things, and we've got to deal with Paramount, we can make these, that would be awesome. I would be down with that. Let's start the fan film channel. Doesn't that sound awesome?
That totally does.
And we get totally sued. And it's all in Edward's name.
Exactly. There
And
you
then
go.
he'll say, I don't know what that is. Every time they say, they're like, you made this movie. And he's like, Bob Hoskins, who?
Well, he just found
Well,
a
I
Bob
found
Hoskins
Bob
movie
Hoskins.
that he knows.
Mr. Smee from Hook.
From what?
Mr. Smee from Hook.
Mr. Smee from Hook.
There you go.
1991, so it's not in the 80s.
1991, you wily jerk.
Wile E. Coyote.
You're so slippery, Edward. All right.
So we brought up Netflix. So we're going to talk about Daredevil.
Yes.
Yes.
You talk. I've been talking all night. I'm talked out.
No, I just they had the teaser trailer that came out for Daredevil.
There was the teaser and then the full trailer.
Right. Okay.
Both got me incredibly excited. I'm a huge Daredevil fan.
Oh, really? Okay.
I am a huge Daredevil
Well, I know
fan.
you're a Marvel fan, so that
but
stands
I like
to reason.
DC, I like comics.
Sure,
You know, I've
sure.
talked about it a lot here. I like indie comics. You know, everyone thinks I just go Marvel, but I'll talk to you about, you know, God Hates Astronauts and Trees and, you know, Life in Hell and Buddy. I love all that stuff.
Right.
Flaming Carrot. If you look at the logo for This Week in Geek, it's actually an indie comic. So I hope they don't sue us, but I used an image from Adolescent Radioactive Black Belt Hamsters, which is awesome. It's an older one. Hey, remember the 80s? It was in the 80s that they did that.
Yeah, mine was Boris the Bear.
Boris the Bear
Boris
is
the
good
Bear
too.
was my. I love that comic book.
You know what? Okay, so you get it. Well,
Yeah.
so I'm not just Marvel.
Sure.
But when we talk Marvel, when I was in high school, it was all about, like, Spider-Man was awesome. Read all the titles. And Daredevil. I actually recently pulled out all my old comics. I was looking for something. We're not going to fall into that rabbit hole about the new universe and all that other stuff that I keep talking about. But when I was looking through, I found a lot of titles. I had a ton of Avengers. I had a ton of Iron Man. I remember reading them, but I don't remember collecting them. They weren't my titles. Daredevil was my title.
There you go.
Loved Daredevil.
And the trailer, I mean, it's very bloody.
It is bloody. Well, it's
It-
supposed
it
to be.
is.
When it's done right, when Daredevil's done right, it's supposed to be a very gritty, street-level story.
That's what it seems like, because in the trailer they put all the like drugs, the murder,
That's
the
the story of
crazy
Daredevil.
psycho Satanist. I think that was.
Yep.
Now, I've heard it referred to as the poor man's Batman.
Absolutely not.
But I mean, just to go with me with the, I started to make the connection between the Batman movies and Daredevil, and I started to think that with Batman, you always see him roughed up after the fact. You always see him with the bandaged up, the ribs
his
or
ribs
whatever.
or whatever, right.
Everything. Every time you see him is always after the fact. But during the Daredevil, sorry to say, movie, if somebody still considers that a Daredevil movie. You would see him getting just bloodied up, like significantly,
Right.
so that's what it's supposed to be, I guess, right?
It is. And you know what? I could see how you could make equations between Daredevil and Batman.
I was just repeating what I heard on the internet. I
Right.
don't make anything original up. Go ahead.
I think that there are things that I could equate, but I think in reality, Daredevil is, when you get into it, it's just an incredible story, and it's a great character. I like the approach they're taking. I'm just really happy. Now, there was an approach, speaking of fan films and things like that, if you look up on the internet, a couple years ago, there was a sizzle reel made. Sizzle reel, does anyone know what that is?
That's a no.
Yes.
I don't hear crickets, but
No.
that's
No,
because I
no.
can't really hear right now. A sizzle reel is something that a filmmaker will make to sell a movie. Like they go, I've got an idea, I want to make a Daredevil movie, so they'll put together footage from other movies and maybe a tiny bit of like a guy in a costume, so you're like, look, here's our Daredevil, and this is the tone and the feel, and they put music behind it to give the studio an idea of what this movie is going to be like. Joe Carnahan, I think, did a sizzle reel for Daredevil that is worth everybody's time seeing. He said it in the 70s. It looks like streets of San Francisco, like it's a hard crime, and you get the guitar, and then Daredevil like jumping from a building, you're like, I'm getting chills right now, mainly because I'm going to pass out, but it's incredible. So when they did this series, I was like, they can't live up to these expectations, because that was just, that was right, but they have. And I want to see him go through, like, he had a yellow suit, in the comics. Did you ever see that?
Yes, yeah.
This one, he's got the kind of precursor. He's got the Frank Miller when he kind of rebuilt himself suit.
Right.
So they say that by the end, the theory is by the 13th episode, he's going to be fully in the red. I hope we see the yellow in there, too, because the yellow was iconic.
It just seems like it would be too flashy, I guess, for the the dark streets or whatever.
What if he puts it on and like walks out and then Happy, his partner Happy goes, dude, that's not red. Oh, I'm blind. Yeah, you're right. Daredevil's blind.
There you go. That was
No
Such
booze,
a bad joke.
no
Such a
reaction.
bad joke.
That's what I was gonna just encourage it. Just laugh.
Right.
Just
All right.
laugh. Everything will be
You
okay.
got
Just-
news?
just
You got more news?
Let's see. Marvel is going to do Howard the Duck.
We're all Marvel tonight. What? Not the movie. They're doing the comic.
We're back on the comic books now.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay, that's okay.
So they're going to be putting Howard the Duck back out, I guess, as one of their regular titles. But during the month of April, I believe they're going to be doing a variant covers
Yes,
called
Howard variant covers all month.
So WTD, What the Duck.
Doug.
Yes. Yeah. So
That's
that's
awesome.
Well, you must have seen that coming from the Guardians movie.
Yeah,
They had
right at the
Howard
end of
Vick,
that. Yeah.
But you think that, but to make an actual title with him is a pretty far step. I'm actually excited. I think what they're doing is they're universe building because I think the reaction to him being in the film was really positive. There's no way they're going to make a Howard the Duck movie. Not for a long time. That's not a property I think that would happen with. Even though everyone thinks, oh, he was in the movie. Yeah, he was in the movie. But I think, based on this, they're setting us up for maybe animated Howard the Duck, like a direct-to-video movie of Howard the Duck, maybe an ongoing series. Once again, Netflix doing an animated Howard the Duck series, I would be in. Plus, then you could make it more adult, because Howard the Duck was not a kiddie book, even though he looks like Donald Duck.
He definitely was not.
He's not a kiddie book, and that could be really cool. That's a hard sell, man. You can't have something that looks like Donald Duck hanging out with, chicks and smoking a cigar and being dirty and everything. Because every kid is going to be like, oh, look, it's Howard the Duck, I want to go to it. That's not going to work.
But with Netflix, yeah, they could get away with a much darker angle, if you will, or more grittier content.
Right.
Right. So with the right person doing it, or the right agency, I guess.
Sure. Edward, do you like Howard the Duck, or do you know what he is, or is it just from Guardians?
I know what he is a bit. I've looked him up, but that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
I know the general idea of it.
Yeah. It's not one that... This is a character I don't know if it would connect with a younger audience unless it was really developed. I'll tell you what would make it right, and I'll bet you I know what Marvel is doing here. I bet they're going to create it, or they're going to treat it just like they have Deadpool. Deadpool, they use really excellent writing on it. They made it very funny, and it's more adult. I think if they take that same approach, the exact same philosophy to Howard the Duck, not making it, let's try and make a hero out of him. Let's make him an anti-hero and write it for that teen to adult audience. Howard the Duck could end up being a big title, and 5 years from now we'll be going, why isn't there a Howard the Duck movie? It's so awesome, just like we did with Deadpool.
Well, there is a Howard the Duck movie.
Okay. There is. And Ed Gale's awesome, yes, I know.
No, I was thinking Leo Thompson, but go ahead.
Leah Thompson, yes, but it's not good.
I don't know. I liked it.
I like it too, but it's not good. I already admitted I like Super Mario Brothers, and it's not good.
Well, this is true.
There's a difference between liking it and a good movie.
Right. Exactly. That's our new podcast. There's a difference between liking it and a good movie. Starring Edward.
No.
We're just going to expose him to all these movies he's never seen. Howard the Duck, Super Mario Brothers,
My life
gotta-
gone like that.
Gremlins 2. You ever see Gremlins 2? The new batch?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's so bad you're not going to like it.
Well, Gremlins 1 was so bad and my brother didn't like it. But then again.
Right. Okay, I got bad entertainment news this week.
Bad entertainment news.
Yeah, I've been very vocal about not liking this movie. They've announced that the Seth Rogen, Zac Efron film Neighbors is getting a sequel.
Oh, no, I did not like that.
See? There you go.
The Southgates
expecting
do
a
not
boo
like
for
that
one.
movie.
That movie was terrible.
Not endorsed by SouthgateMediaGroup.com.
Did anybody like it? You liked it. Okay.
Did you like it because
the
Zach
show?
was in it?
Because I'm questioning your taste right now. Not kidding. You know what? It just didn't connect for me, and I like Seth Rogen. And there were parts of it that I thought were funny, and parts I'm just not into this. Are you guys into this? You're not into it. You can't see it.
Not at all.
Ruth, you can't let him see this movie.
I want to see it. I just have to
I'm
wait.
telling your mom.
Sure. Tell my mom that I want to see a movie.
Right?
Nice idea.
Denied.
So yeah, are you into this, Dave? I mean,
Not at all.
no.
Not at all.
Never get adopted by a little.
Oh, then he'll see everything. Right.
Like his sons who watched Alien when he was, 4?
Yes. It's terrible. Yeah, get it right, man. Okay, I got another one that I was really excited about that I haven't talked about with anybody yet. There is a movie, it's a Western thriller called Brimstone, which I like Westerns. You know, to me, it all sounds good. I hear Western thriller, I'm like, yeah, this could be sweet. It's got Mila Wasikowska. I don't know her name. I can't say her name, so just imagine I said it right. But the important thing is she plays the protagonist, I'm assuming. But the antagonist in a Western thriller is Guy Pearce. Nobody else is excited. I'm totally excited about that. I love Guy Pearce.
So this is a movie, though, that's going to be coming out.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know who Guy Pearce is?
I don't know
Am
why
I
I'm
the
drawing a
only
blank.
one who knows who these people are? Who knows who Guy Pearce is?
Memento. It's like
Memento. Yes. L.A. Confidential. If you haven't seen L.A. Confidential, you need to leave. We'll have an empty room. Leave and go see it now because it is so good. It's one of the best films ever made. Guy Pearce and, what's his name? Richie Valens. No. Richie, the guy with the arms that was in Noah. Rich Little. No, Mark, what's his name? Quick.
Oh, jeez, Rich.
Russell Crowe.
Rich
I was so
Little?
far away.
Did I hear Rich Little in that? I think I heard Rich Little.
Spacey Cromwell is in that.
Yes. Oh, James Cromwell is in it. It's so good. It's so good. You got to see that one. Well, I'm excited about this.
Wait.
Apparently, you guys don't care.
Guy Pearce is in a lot of new movies now. A lot
He's
of
in a
big
ton.
titles. He's Iron Man 3.
Yeah, he was in
Lockout.
Iron Man 3. He was, wow, am I tired. He was-
Aldrich Killian.
Yes, Killian.
There you
yes.
go. Okay.
Whose spoiler claims he's the Mandarin. Whose spoiler I don't believe is the Mandarin. So, we're not in the Enough Said podcast. We're not talking about that. Okay. Lots of other news happened. You know, each week we keep getting more. You know what? I'm not going to talk about this yet because we've gone too far into that rabbit hole tonight. There was a big Lego announcement this week. I'm so excited. A big Lego announcement. We seem to have these little ones happening each week. There's something, we end up talking about Lego a lot on this show. And toys, okay?
Okay.
45-year-old man-child.
But
Enough
this
said.
week,
This
it was officially announced that in the fall, the first Doctor Who Lego sets are coming out.
Get out.
Take my money. That is awesome. That is awesome. They also announced a couple other ones, and they said no to a couple that I thought, like Batman's Wayne Manor looked like an incredible set. They turned that one down.
I saw that one.
They turned down
That was awesome.
the Ghostbusters headquarters. They turned it down. I'm like, these are great sets. Now, the nice thing is, a lot of these, what they do is, we've talked about this before, too. There's a site called Corso or Costco or something like that. Don't take anything I say verbatim tonight. But on this site, people submit original Lego designs. They build these elaborate things. They submit them. Some of them are really simple. Some of them are these massive things like Wayne Manor. And then people vote for the ones they think should be Lego sets. Once they hit 10,000 positive votes, Lego looks at it and decides, yes, this is something we want to pursue. That's how Doctor Who happened. Somebody made this set of the, and it's not just like, here's the new Doctor with the TARDIS. It's the set that he showed had like multiple different Doctors, different settings. Like he really tried to make it like, if you get one set, you kind of get everything here. The good news is, if they're doing the Doctor Who set, you know that means they're going to do multiple sets, multiple eras. It's awesome. I mean, it's like a
New
Star Wars
game.
property for them. They can work forever with that. So, but that's where the go. Oh, what I was going to say with those sets is you can't buy them, but a lot of these people do make the plans available online. So you could take your bricks and make Ghostbusters headquarters. My favorite one was somebody did the bar, the Winchester from Shaun of the Dead. And
Oh,
you can
sweet.
order all the parts, including custom-made, like Shaun and zombies, and it's awesome.
So do you know how far the Wayne Manor one went? Did it
It
get
got
to?
10,000.
It got
But,
so
but
they got
Lego
like.
didn't take it. When
What
they
is
made
wrong
their
with those
decision,
Lego people?
you know what? Let's go beat somebody
I
up.
think so.
Yeah, Warriors! Let's go out. Let's get them.
That's the set, the Warrior set.
The Warrior set.
There you
Who
go.
wouldn't buy that? Everybody here would, right? You know what? You can't hear them. They're all raising their hand. Yes.
Yes, everybody jumped up and got excited about that
Chris
one.
just pre-ordered 2 of them. They're not even out yet, Chris. Yeah. So you can, if you want Wayne Manor, you can go on and you can find plans and make your own. At home, we've been building Arkham Asylum the last couple of weeks, and it is sweet. Right, Molly? Yeah. See?
Outstanding.
It's got the 7-year-old Molly seal of approval. Another big one happened this week. There were some trailers that dropped this week, and here's one I didn't see. Maybe you guys can enlighten me. Did you see the Furious 7 trailer?
I did not. No.
Okay, we're not going to talk about it then. People are excited for it. Is it good?
It looks good.
It looks good. Because everybody liked that last Fast and Furious movie. I didn't see it. I haven't seen
Oh, yes, I've seen it.
any of them. And I plan
That's
on
the
binging
one.
them at some point. You know, I don't know. It just, something doesn't appeal to me. But the last one, everyone was like, even if it doesn't appeal, it's crazy action, watch it. Well, this one they said looks the same way. Like, this is going to be awesome. Thoughts on it? You're the only one here that's seen it. What did you think?
It's typical over the top. Just, I mean, they go the next step, and it looks fantastic.
Is The Rock in it?
Of course he
Yes, he is.
All right.
I've seen it. So
Ray Carmen breaks the cast off to go off the fight. So.
Maybe I didn't explain this before, but movies with a rock and a broken arm that he start at 5 stars. All I can do is go down from there.
Wow.
well, this goes up and down for you. It's The Rock. He
Man,
breaks
yeah,
his cast.
You know what? If The Rock is in the Scorpion King, it starts at 0 stars and can only work its way up. No, it started at 5 stars because he was The Rock and he was the Scorpion King. Let's be serious here. But that was a terrible movie. That really bombed. Okay, did anyone see the Poltergeist preview?
I saw that one. That one creeped me out.
You see it, Edward?
Nope.
Did anybody here see the Poltergeist preview? Okay. Is anybody here a Poltergeist fan? The original? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How about you, Edward?
Yeah, no.
No,
I've never
no.
seen it. Yeah, what's Poltergeist? Is Bob Hoskins? I didn't
They're
see it. It was
here.
pre-1990.
Is it made in the 80s?
That is one of my favorite films.
Yes, it's an 80s movie. Yes.
It's
But I've never seen
incredible.
it.
It's a Spielberg movie. Tobe Hooper directed it, although there's a lot of speculation. Actually, Spielberg directed it and slapped Tobe Hooper's name on it. There's a lot of interesting things about Poltergeist that I want to lay out here. I'm not going to lay out too much. Poltergeist has a direct correlation to E.T.
It does.
If you research this, it actually goes further back. Spielberg made Close Encounters, one of my favorite films, okay?
Sure.
They wanted him to do a sequel. So they wrote this terrible book called Life on the Green Planet or something. It's terrible. It was a way to kill the property so you don't... No, that was the E.T. one. I'm sorry, I didn't get enough sleep. Instead of doing a sequel to Close Encounters, he made E.T. He had these storylines he wanted to use where a friendly alien and a boy, which became E.T.
Right.
Also, that the aliens abduct a kid and take him into this nether region, which was Poltergeist. There were actually 3, but I can't remember what the third one was. But they all stemmed out of Close Encounters. It's really interesting when you research it, and it's all because Spielberg was trying to stop them from making a sequel to E.T., that he did some of these other things, but he took that original treatment and it became these other movies.
Wow. Okay. I had no idea that they're all intertwined together.
They are. It's really interesting when you read the history of these films. This Poltergeist, I was not down with because I'm like, you know what? I get remakes. I understand. Somebody like Edward. Edward, you're a great example. I'm actually going to stop busting on you about this.
Yes.
You're a great example here because people your age, it's harder to connect with those movies when you're used to watching a certain level of effects and you're certain to watching a certain style of what's going on. You go back and you watch a movie like Battle Beyond the Stars and you're like, I can't even watch this. Whereas you and I watch it, Dave, and we're like, it's Battle Beyond the Stars. It's a Roger Corman movie, and it's like the pinnacle of them. It's awesome.
Exactly. Yes, most definitely. But I know what you're saying.
There was
I know
a
where you're going with that.
spaceship that looked like it had breasts. I'm just saying that. Yeah.
That was your 14-year-old self?
Yeah, it was great. I saw it with my dad. What a creep. But it was great. So, anyway, I'm not one who poo-poos these, but this I was like, you know what? That first film is kind of perfect. Like, I really think that's a great film.
So you don't think that needs a reboot?
But I saw the preview for this. You're right. It was scary. It looked good.
It has a
Sam
clown
Raimi's
in it.
Production, huh?
It has
the
a toy
creepy part.
clown in it.
That's the
toy
creepy
clown.
part.
Now the toy clown is creepy as hell in the original. This one looks scarier.
It does. It just they oomped it up.
Yeah, it's awful.
They amped it up.
It's
Yes.
awful. Who isn't scared of dolls and doll clowns? Everybody. And
It's
if you're not,
creepy.
see
It's
this movie
absolutely
and you
creepy.
will be.
But
It's awesome.
did you remember the scene where the little girl is sitting there at the landing, and then all of a sudden she just gets yanked up by her feet by nothing?
Yes.
That
She
was-
didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah,
did
totally.
she?
No.
It was like a surprise.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
Totally creepy. Totally.
So great.
But creepy in a
Oh
good
no,
way.
you're talking. Yeah, you're talking
The-
the
the
new
new-
one.
the
Yeah,
new one.
When it
Right.
yanked her up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of like when they did that in Paranormal Activity, only ramped up. Because when it happened in Paranormal Activity, you're like, oh, okay. This, you were like, she gets just torn up the stairs. Awful.
Yeah, you would have thought, like, if she's going straight up, that would be a little less dramatic. But
Yeah,
taking
no,
her
she's
from
like
her feet,
ripped sideways.
yeah,
and
it was
up
just,
the-
yeah, don't.
I'm so scared.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so awesome.
Gonna watch it definitely.
Okay. I got another one. I've got them all tonight. Do you have any?
I've just got random stuff, no movie stuff.
It doesn't have to be movie stuff. What do you got?
Did you hear the announcement about Marvel sanctioning their own collector subscription boxes, kind of like a Loot Crate?
No. Really?
Yeah, they're going to have their own version of that. I guess it's going to be released in April, and they're partnering with Funko. So it'll be
Funko.
With Funko.
Oh,
So it's going to be a mystery box by Marvel.
Do I have to get a job? Because this is awesome.
Yes, you're going to need more money.
I know. You can take the word more out of that and just put money, because that's what I need. That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Funko and Marvel together, because that's what you wait for with those other subscriptions. You wait for the month that you get like an awesome T-shirt and a Funko guy. And
Right.
Wow, some like premium comics would be incredible, and it happens once in a while.
Well,
Right.
have you heard of the thing Loot Crate? The Loot Crate,
Yeah, it's like Loot Crate, but he's
Yeah.
saying Marvel is doing
Yeah.
one with Funko on their own.
which would be
Right.
great. Because
Yeah.
it's all Marvel.
We have one on our site now. We have Nerd Block, and they do the same kind of thing. They do horror ones, video game, and a regular. It's cool.
Yeah, it really works when you have a theme that you go towards.
So this is great news. I didn't know this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that I saw that and I was like, well, that's very cool. And then the only other really big thing that I had to talk about was the DC relaunch. Did you know that they're getting rid of the New 52 and going to
Well,
have?
yeah, they're doing the multiversity or whatever. They're getting rid of the New 52,
and like they're going to have.
I didn't know there was an announcement about it this week.
Yeah, actually, maybe 2 days ago or yesterday, maybe. 25 of the original titles are going to stay, and then they're going to have 24 brand new number ones.
Really?
Yeah, and this is going to be some sort of upcoming Dark Side war.
Yeah, I'm sure that part of it is tied into the fact that they're trying to do this movie series, and they're trying to figure out how to connect with fans. Because DC is not very good at fan service, and I have a feeling that's what they're trying to do here. I wish them all the luck. I hope they can pull it off, because I like comic books.
Yeah, just, if you're going to have another reboot, I mean, I don't know. That's just...
Yeah,
didn't they just do that?
Yeah, they did, and it's not that great.
Right, exactly.
You read those New 52, and you're like, yeah.
And they're going to be dumping that title. It's not going to be New 52 anymore.
Right. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like with Marvel, they have the now, and they're dumping now. They're doing that whole thing when they're kind of just burning it all to the ground and starting over. I'm good with that, because when they did Marvel Now, they didn't dump all their titles. They just altered things. When they did the Ultimates, they didn't dump everything. They just altered it. Now they're going to take all those things and say these are all different universes and dump it and start with something new. I'm down with that. I think it's cool.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
I don't know what I think about this DC.
Well, there's one that I
Superman
thought...
in red tights, that's all I want to know.
Red tights?
Yeah, you know what? You
The
don't
blue
step
tights.
on Superman's cape. You don't. I
What?
did this joke earlier.
They got one that's called We Are Robin, which is going to have a lot
Radio
of...
Ramen, that's our
We
our
are.
anime podcast. What?
We Are Robin.
We are ramen.
We Are Robin. So what it's going to be is all the people in the past that have had the Robin
Oh, we
moniker.
are Robin. I
We
thought
are
you were saying ramen. I'm like, those are noodles, dude.
Do I got speech impediment tonight? I think I do.
Yeah, no. I think it's me.
Too much in the car time, I
Yes.
think.
Yes.
But yeah, so apparently it's going to be, a series based on them working together in some fashion. All the previous Robins.
That would be amazing.
I think that's
I
great.
think so.
They just
I think
need
so.
Damian Wayne, the Killing Machine.
Yes. Nightwing, the Red Hood version, all of it.
Do you guys
Oh.
want,
Dick Grayson.
do you guys want to hear the titles that are the new titles?
Sure, we got nothing better to do.
Hey now. So let's see. Starting out, Batman Beyond, Black Canary, Constantine the Hellblazer.
Wait, these are the new titles?
These are new titles.
So we're
Okay.
gonna do another Batman Beyond.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be starting at number 1 now.
Wait, are we reading 52 of these or just 24?
No, there's just the 25. of the
Okay,
new
go ahead
ones.
and read them. If it was 52, I'm already falling asleep and out.
All right. So did I say Cyborg already?
No.
Yeah, Cyborg is going to have his own title now.
Okay.
Dark Universe, Green Lantern Lost Army, Doomed, Earth 2 Society, Dr. Fate, Justice League of America, I guess it's starting over. So Justice League 3001, Martian Manhunter, Midnighter, Mystic U, Omega Man, Prez, Red Hood Arsenal. That sounds cool to me.
That one sounds cool. This all kind of sounds like the same thing, though, to me.
Robin?
That's the problem. It doesn't sound like anything new.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Because they've
maybe.
already
Am I
had-
wrong? I mean, I
No,
think that's
they-
why I'm
they've
not really
already
a
had
DC
a
guy. It's
few,
just kind of like, okay, you're relaunching, but you're just kind of doing Green Lantern, Green Army. Okay.
Right.
Because here's why I say that. Another big comic book announcement was Marvel announced they're doing the A-Force or the A something. It's an all-female Avengers team. And it looks awesome. Medusa's in it. You know what? It looks incredible.
That would be great.
That one is a different take. I think that's a great move.
Don't they already have one of those? The Guardians, isn't?
That was different. This is
Okay.
a full-on Avengers team, and it's got a lot. If you look at the artwork for it, it's really cool. And one of the things I really liked is Marvel told the creators of the book, we want to have this all-female Avengers team. We want this to be an ongoing title. We want this to be something that you make a property out of, which means they're looking at this down the line like, can we make cartoons? Can we make movies out of this? But they gave them no restrictions on the characters they use. That's really, I mean, they could have done anything. Or they could have said, make it a Black Widow team and we're going to, no. Anybody. So that's how they ended up with Medusa and some of these other characters. And they created one that is kind of like Q from Star Trek. It's the only new character in it. Her name is like Infinity or something. Cool.
So kind of like an all-powerful
Yes.
kind of character.
Yes.
Okay.
So is that a good move? I don't know. But the whole thing sounds interesting to me. It sounds different.
Right.
But you just read to me like I was interested to hear it, but you're like, it's okay.
It's kind of the same, but just they're going to be redoing them, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't sound like something, although that Red Hood one sounds cool.
yeah.
Are there any other cool ones as you go down?
Well, they got Robin, Son of Batman. One Starfire, and then the one that I mentioned before, We Are Robin. Those are the new
We Are
ones.
Robin and the Red Hood one sound the best.
Right.
Well, because I know some of those have already been released a bit.
Okay.
There's some comics that have already been out. I think it's the Green Lantern, the Lost Army,
Oh, it's the Last Army or the Lost
the
Army?
Lost,
Lost
Okay,
Army.
Lost Army.
and a few others that I've seen
Okay.
a few month ago.
Yeah. You can tell I'm just kind of nonplussed, but I'll read them. I read through everything, but
You know, the miniseries actually might be a little more interesting to you.
the miniseries always are.
Batmite.
Yes. Batmite, I mean.
Batmite. Yeah, Batmite's going to be in there.
Edward's
I
not.
don't like Batmite. I just don't like him.
There's Bizarro.
You know, he says
Bizarro's
that, but
gonna
he
have his own.
cosplays Batmite at everything we go to.
Oh, he does. He's
Yeah.
he's
He's
Batmite. He does the
Batmite.
C2E2. We'll see him as Batmite.
And he's
Outstanding.
Mixoplixel.
Mr. Mixel, like,
Harley Quinn, Power Girl. They're going to put those two together in a miniseries.
gee, I wonder why. You know what? I can think of 2 reasons, and 4 reasons in that case, and I don't know. It doesn't have the impact of an all-female Avengers team. That just sounds cooler.
I don't know. I like Harley Quinn. I've just always had a thing, for liking Harley. I don't know what it is.
Just a J.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're almost done. I've got a couple more quick ones here. One is, I just lost it. Oh! This is really, no, I'm not going to do that one. I'll save that one for last. I thought it was interesting. G.I. Joe. We talked about G.I. Joe before.
Did we
So,
talk about G.I. Joe earlier?
Apparently,
Did we talk about G.I. Joe earlier?
I mentioned
No.
G.I. Joe earlier. About
Oh, you
that.
did. Yeah,
Yes,
the outfit.
the G.I.
I'm sorry.
Joe
So,
costume.
so G.I. Joe 3, I don't know if anyone saw G.I. Joe 2 or even cares, but it's got The Rock in it, so it started at 5 stars. But G.I. Joe
Yeah.
3, they don't have a director like in place, it's not all done, but they have announced characters for it, and one of them is a character from another 80s cartoon called Mask, which was like transforming cars. and-
Right.
Yeah. So guess what? G.I. Joe is going to be absorbing Mask. So a lot of people have said, I wish they would make a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. No. Mask and G.I. Joe, way better.
Sign me up.
Sign me up.
Sign
Pay
up.
my money.
So G.I. Joe 3 is going to be that?
Yes.
You said they need a director?
Yes. You want to
There we go. I'm there. Oh, there you go. There I am.
You're offering?
I-
Well, you couldn't be worse than those last couple Michael Bays. So, Dave, I think you're going to get the job. How awesome is that?
That is totally
That's amazing.
awesome.
They just need Snake again. They just
Huh?
need to make him a
Well,
better
it's gonna
character.
Be, I think
Snake
The Rock
Eyes.
is in it, and I think it's all the same. You
Just
know,
for-
you know how it goes. Chris Pratt
Yeah.
will be in it because he's in everything, and
For the last
The
few
Rock will be
movies.
in it. And, yeah, you know.
The last few movies weren't that too good just because they don't have. They have a bunch of characters and they just use them separately.
Right.
They don't usually together.
I wouldn't be surprised if we also don't see more of a crossover between this and like the Fast and the Furious movies. Like start pulling those guys. Well, because you got The Rock and like it's all that kind of over the top. Like why not? Why not just mash it all up? Bring Mask in, bring that in. Not Rocky Dennis, not that Mask. I don't want to see that one. I got you guys. Nobody else laughed. That was a good one.
No one else laughed, and that was a good joke.
The Cher
Good
movie.
one, wasn't it?
Have you seen it? No?
No, I've not seen it.
Edwards, no.
Yeah, I'm not going to do any mean jokes about that. I already did. Okay, I had one more, and I can't remember what it was. I want to get your thoughts on this. This is the last one. Speaking of Chris Pratt, this week it broke that he is seriously being considered to play Indiana Jones.
Seriously?
What are your thoughts on that? I have definite thoughts on it.
Chris Pratt as Indiana Jones.
I want to know yay or nay and what you think about it. Edward, I'm starting with you. I've never seen Indiana Jones. Who is he? And
I say yay.
you say yay.
They need another.
They do need a new Indiana Jones. At this point, it would be Harrison Ford with a whip wrapped around his walker.
No.
You know, and tennis balls on it. He's pushing around trying to chase him. I'm after the Ark of the Covenant. Says by Harrison Ford. You guys couldn't hear it.
I think it would just be amazing to have.
That was a good Harrison Ford too.
Sorry, I'm not going to laugh and encourage that. No.
There's Nazis.
They just need another funny Indiana Jones. You just need one of those who has a bunch of one-liners.
Well, Indiana Jones is not supposed to be funny.
Yeah, but if they...
And if this is where I'm a little iffy. If Chris Pratt is playing Chris Pratt, if he's Star-Lord as Indiana Jones, it's not going to work. If he's allowed to be more like he was in Zero Dark 30, yet with his personality, I think it'll work. Yeah, I think it's you.
Yeah, it was me from this way, so I just...
I think it will work. What do you think?
I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I'm trying to figure out if I like the idea of a sarcastic Indiana Jones.
But what if he doesn't play it that way? He didn't play it that way in Zero Dark 30. I don't think he needs to. I think, here's where I have a bigger problem with it. It's not that. It's that he's in every freaking movie. He's in Jurassic Park 4. He's Star-Lord. He's in Ninja something coming out, Ninja Karate Monkey or something like that. Yeah, it looks really good. It's based on a comic. He's going to be in, all of a sudden this, it's like, are we going to have a major movie? How long before he's cast in Star Wars? Because he's basically going to be in everything.
So pretty much our Tom Cruise then.
Which isn't good. And I like him. I don't want to not like him. And I also don't want every movie you see to be like, wait a minute, is he Star-Lord in this or is he this? He already looks like Indiana Jones in the Jurassic Park movie.
He does.
So
Yeah, that's true.
I'm having a problem with that. But we could be wrong. If Jurassic Park is a one-off for him, and this Indiana Jones doesn't happen for 3 years or so, maybe it won't be oversaturation, and it'll be an awesome thing. Star-Lord and Indiana Jones as two properties could be absolutely great for him.
Right.
But do you think
But
they'll
when you
just
throw
cut
these other
off
things in the
at...
mix, it gets a little weird.
Do you think they'll just cut off at one Jurassic Park movie?
With him?
Yes.
I don't know.
Because for
They
him...
could. They could. If they're launching a trilogy, we don't know what his character is. Yeah, his character's important in it, but we don't know. He could die in this thing. He could be the lawyer and get eaten off the toilet. Best scene ever. We just don't know.
Yeah, I just, I mean, the stars of the Jurassic movies are always been the dinosaurs, right? So,
Right.
I mean, yeah,
Like that
I mean,
giant one that eats the shark out of the water in Jurassic Park 4. That's awesome. Who doesn't love giant dinosaurs eating sharks? That's awesome.
Awesome
If there were
stuff.
zombies and midgets in it, 5 stars, and then you work your way down.
But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if I'm a fan of the idea of Chris Pratt. I thought they were trying to do something with Shia LaBeouf before.
No, oh God, no. Okay. Cage match, real fast. Shia LaBeouf in the new Indiana Jones or Chris Pratt? Who wants Shia
Oh my
LaBeouf?
God! Of course I know it's Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
No,
Chris
who
Pratt.
wants Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought that was kind of the last movie that they did. That was
terrible.
kind
It
of
was
yeah.
mud. Well, they're erasing that, is what it is.
Okay.
Um,
So that never happened.
That's never going to happen. That's over. Now, that's the big speculation. Will it be a reboot? Will it be... Here's what I think they should do with it. James Bond it. James Bond, they don't reboot it. They don't relaunch it. They go, This is your new James Bond. This doesn't tie to this. Let it just go. That's what they do.
That works.
A new story, a new thing. Tell Indiana Jones stories till the end of time. I'll be happy. I love Indiana Jones. I love the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. I love the movies. Do that. And put a new person in there. You don't have to erase the old history. We don't have to have it. Indiana Jones doesn't have to go to the next adventure and be like, remember that time at the Ark of the Covenant? We don't have to have that, right?
Well, we just need to put Sean Connery in every so often as his dad.
Oh,
Then that works.
We do. Yes,
That
we
works.
do. Yeah, right. Michael Caine comes in. Oh, I was going to do a bad Michael Caine impression. I can't pull it off. Normally, if I hear him in my head, I can do it. I can't do it. But I was going to do, am I Alfred or am I whoever it is? I can't even do that. I need a
Perfect
nap.
line.
Are we done?
Yes, I have nothing.
You've
You have
got
nothing?
Like
nothing.
usual.
Dave, you got anything more?
No, I brought up the big stuff I wanted to talk about.
We're not going to talk about Spider-Man, so that should end this. All right, thank you, everybody. This has been This Week in Geek. Wrapped up another week. We don't have one next week, so we will have one in 2 weeks. That's going to be a big old show talking geek news, because I have a feeling we're going to get a lot. Thank you so much, everybody. You can listen to past episodes on our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Find us live at the Blue Box. Thank you, Blue Box Cafe. This place is awesome, right? Great food, great coffee. Come on down and see us every Saturday night. That's it. Peace out, homies.
Thank you.
Peace out, homies.